Greetings and welcome finally to the second annual Morrowind Modding Madness competition. It's been a long 9 months since our Lord Sheogorath tested the strength and willpower of our previous set of contestants upon the hallowed ground of madness, and this year a new batch of tributes has risen forth to test their mettle in the ultimate team-based modding competition of modding skill, where teams face off every 2 weeks and compete to build the best mod they can in the allotted time. And much like last year, our modding challenges are randomized, and only Lord Sheogorath knows which category will be picked for each challenge, and these themes can be anything from doom mechanisms to Daedric abominations, or six-house horrors, or any of a half dozen other categories. And unlike last year, there's no popular vote component to this year's Morrowind Modding Madness, so the whole competition is judge-based, and as each team scores points, their towers will rise up around the Tower of Madness. But of course, there's really not much to see here yet, since this is, the beginning of the competition. But as time progresses and each team scores more and more points, their towers will, become taller and taller and more unique with additional features, growing secondary towers as they win challenges, and, much more. And whoever has the tallest tower by October 31st, when the competition officially ends, will be declared the winners and the ultimate modding champions of 2017. Now, before we get to the first challenge, let's just, take a look at the teams here. For the 2017 Morrowind Modding Madness competition, we have 6 teams, representing about 16 or so modders. And first off, we have Team Welsh Wizards, composed of RubberMan and RubberBoy. And this is actually a father and son team, which is rather interesting, and hopefully they'll do, fairly well in the competition. And some of you may recognize RubberMan as being the author behind a number of great modders resources on the Nexus, including the famed Skyrim-style Doom of Ruins resource. And next up we have Team Mythical Beast, composed of Danae, Pseunomix, Kiramarshiku, and I do apologise if I mispronounced that name, and Lady Phoenix Firearrows. This is a pretty heavy-hitting team, talent-wise. Danae is the author of A Bard's Life, the famed and high-ranking quest and gameplay mod from last year, as well as countless other mods. Pseunomix is a pretty well-known items mod in the community, with a number of quite frankly amazing loot diversity overhaul mods that, make playing Morrowind a ton of fun. Most recently with the weapon and armor diversity overhaul mod. And of course, Lady Phoenix Firearrows is a pretty good dungeon and interior modder. She made some really great additions for Mod Town 2015. But if you thought that team was heavy hitting, meet Team Dreamy Dremora, composed of scripting champion Greatness 7, Melchior Dahrk, R0, and TheDrunkenMudcrab. Most of these modders are veterans from last year's competition, and you no doubt heard of most of them before. Greatness 7 is of course the scripting mastermind of a, number of mods to say the least, including MWSC Alchemy, Andreno Tomb Remastered, and the Wabberjack, which was last year's winning mod from Morrowind Modding Madness. And Melchior is of course the author of the massive landmass mod, Lithonia, or Lithodonia, depending on, how you pronounce it exactly. And R0 has practically more mod releases than I can count, their most recent being Shattered Stones, an Earthquake mod. And finally, there's the TheDrunkenMudcrab, and he's probably best known for the East Empire Company expansion quest mod, a legacy he'll probably never live down. I mean, really, it's just never going to go away, I don't think. And our fourth team is Team Horny Skulls, a rather curious name for a team, but regardless, this team is made up of EnclaveKiller and Caeris, and both are essentially writers, with EnclaveKiller releasing several mods over the past few competitions, most notably the Mysterious Hunter in 2016, though he has also made a number of mods for our first Morrowind Modding Madness competition. And Caeris is a bit of a newer mod, I think, releasing a revised version of the Rise of the Tribe Unmourned just the other week. And next, our fifth team is Team Spooky Scamp, made up of Stavroguin and potentially additional unnamed teammates, which is a bit unusual, but oh well. Stavroguin has made a number of excellent replacer new assets mods, including a Telvanni armor mod, as well as the Nissus Minaret mod that has since been incorporated into Morrowind Rebirth. And finally, we have Team War and Floof, composed of Blue Clock 3000 and WanderingDeadEye. I know Blue Clock has made a few compatibility patches in the past, as well as a couple of gameplay mods, I think, including one that was released for this year's Morrowind Marathon Month competition. And now that we've introduced the teams and this year's contestants, it's time to find out what our randomly selected category for this first challenge is. And we have a Great Houses mod. Alright, so basically, This means you'll need to make a mod that's somewhat related to one of the Great Houses, and this can include the Redoran, Hlaalu, Telvanni, Indoril, or even Great House Dres if you're feeling, particularly ambitious enough. Now your mod can be, anything related to the Great Houses, so it can be a quest mod, a dungeon mod, a house mod, a gameplay mod that rebalances the ranking system of the Great Houses, an armor or weapons mod that adds more unique stuff to each Great House, or, really anything else that you can think of. This is an extremely broad category, and really you could probably just about make anything work to some extent. But anyway, you have until the end of the day, September 16th, 11 PM Central American time, to build and release a mod for the competition on either the Nexus or Great House Fliggerty. And best of luck to all the teams, and may the best modders win. And of course, as always, long live Morrowind, and all hail the madness of our patron saint and deity, Lord Sheogorath.